Hello everyone, I'm Elena, your host for today's lesson.
If you are new to the channel, welcome. At English in Moments, we create lessons every single day designed to help B1 and B2 learners close the gap between the English they know and the English they actually speak. And today's lesson is one I have genuinely been looking forward to sharing with you, because it targets one of the biggest hidden gaps in intermediate English. Today we are going to focus on phrasal verbs, not the ones on vocabulary lists, not the ones your textbook tested you on, the real ones, the ones native speakers use every single day in every conversation, in every text message, in every meeting and phone call and casual exchange. Things like give up, figure out, carry on, sort out, follow through. These are not advanced decorative phrases. They are the engine of natural spoken English. And when you do not have them, you can understand everything a native speaker says and still feel like you are speaking a slightly different version of the language. In today's session, we are going to learn 70 phrasal verbs across 10 families: effort, finding things out, starting and stopping, managing situations, communication, relationships, change, thinking and deciding, everyday life, and work and progress. For each family, I will explain exactly what each phrasal verb means, show you how native speakers use it in real sentences, and then we will practice together until it stops being something you look up and becomes something you just say. Because that is the whole point today. Not knowing these phrases, using them automatically, naturally, in the real moments of your real life. Before we begin, please subscribe to English in Moments and press the bell icon so you never miss a new lesson. We post every single day, and every lesson is built to give you real, practical English you can use immediately. Now, take a deep breath, get comfortable, and make sure you are somewhere you can speak out loud, because this practice only works when you use your real voice, not in your head, not in a whisper. Your full, natural voice. So whenever I tell you it is your turn, open your mouth and say it. That is the only way these phrases move from your memory into your mouth. Are you ready? Let's begin. Family 1. Phrasal verbs for effort and persistence. Because so much of real conversation is about effort, about pushing through, about not giving up, about keeping going when things are difficult. And native speakers have a rich set of phrasal verbs for exactly these moments. Give up. Give up means to stop trying, to abandon something you were attempting. It is one of the most important phrasal verbs in the language because it appears constantly in both positive and negative contexts. Listen. I almost gave up 3 times, but I am so glad I kept going. Now you. I almost gave up 3 times, but I am so glad I kept going. Listen closely. Please do not give up. You are closer than you think. Your turn. Please do not give up. You are closer than you think. Here is another. I gave up trying to fix it myself and called someone in. Say it with me. I gave up trying to fix it myself and called someone in. Carry on. Carry on means to continue doing something, especially in the face of difficulty or interruption. Listen, just carry on with what you were doing. Do not worry about me. Now try it. Just carry on with what you were doing. Do not worry about me. Listen, she carried on working even when everything fell apart around her. Repeat that. She carried on working even when everything fell apart around her. Keep at it. Keep at it means to continue persisting with something over time. It is warmer and more encouraging than carry on. Listen. It is going to take time, but just keep at it. Your turn. It is going to take time, but just keep at it. Listen. I kept at it for months before I started seeing real results. Once more. I kept at it for months before I started seeing real results. Push through. Push through means to continue despite difficulty, pain, tiredness, or obstacles. It carries a sense of effort and determination. Listen, the last 20 minutes are always the hardest, but if you push through, it gets easier. Say it out loud. The last 20 minutes are always the hardest, but if you push through, it gets easier. Listen, we pushed through a really difficult period and came out stronger. Now you. We pushed through a really difficult period and came out stronger. Take on. Take on means to accept or undertake a responsibility, challenge, or piece of work. Listen. She took on 3 new clients in the same week. Your turn. She took on 3 new clients in the same week. Listen. I think I took on too much this month and now I am paying for it. Repeat with me. I think I took on too much this month and now I am paying for it. Power through. Power through means to complete something difficult by using a lot of energy and determination, especially when you are tired or struggling. Listen. I was exhausted, but I just powered through the presentation. Now try it. I was exhausted, but I just powered through the presentation. Listen, sometimes you just have to power through the difficult parts. Your turn. Sometimes you just have to power through the difficult parts. Soldier on. Soldier on means to keep going despite difficulties, without complaining. It has a slightly stoic quality and is often used with warmth or mild humor. Listen, she just soldiered on through the whole thing without a single complaint. Say it with me. She just soldiered on through the whole thing without a single complaint. Listen, there is not much we can do about it. We just have to soldier on. Now you. There is not much we can do about it. We just have to soldier on. Press on. Press on means to continue moving forward with determination, especially towards a goal. Listen, we have come too far to stop now. Let us press on. Your turn. We have come too far to stop now. Let us press on. Listen, despite the setbacks, she pressed on and finished the project. Repeat that. Despite the setbacks, she pressed on and finished the project. Now let us practice a full effort and persistent sequence. I will say each line and you repeat it right after me. Let's flow. I have to be honest, I nearly gave up on this completely. Your turn. I know, but look at you now. You carried on even when it was really hard. Now you. I kept at it because I genuinely believed in it. Repeat. That is exactly what it takes. You pushed through the worst part. Say it out loud. I think I took on too much at once, which made everything harder. Together now. But you powered through anyway. That takes real guts. Your turn. I just soldiered on and tried not to think about how difficult it was. Now you. And that is why you are sitting here today. You pressed on when most people would have stopped. Repeat that. Let us practice 2 more effort sequences. Shadow this first one about a language learning journey. Listen. How is the English practice going? Your turn. Honestly, I nearly gave up last month. Try it. What stopped you? Now you. I just kept at it. I told myself one more week. Say it with me. And now. Your turn. Now I am glad I pressed on. It is starting to feel different. Repeat. That always happens. You push through the hardest part and then suddenly it clicks. Now you. I took on this daily practice routine and it has made a huge difference. Once more. Now try this second effort sequence about a work project. Listen. Did you manage to finish the report? Your turn. Eventually, yes. I had to power through the last section at midnight. Now you. I bet you nearly gave up. Try it, more than once, but I just soldiered on. Repeat that. Good for you. You really carried on under pressure. Say it out loud. I had taken on too many things this week, honestly. Your turn. Well, you pushed through, and that is what matters now. Together now, let us do one more effort sequence. This one is about learning English itself. Repeat every line. Listen. I nearly gave up on English so many times. Now you. I kept at it because I knew it was worth it. Try it. There were weeks where I wanted to stop. Your turn, but I just carried on. Repeat. I took on this daily practice and now I cannot imagine not doing it. Say it with me. Some days I have to power through when I am tired. Now you. But I soldier on because I know what is on the other side. Your turn. And I am pressing on towards the English I have always wanted. Once more. Family 2. Phrasal verbs for finding and understanding. These are the phrasal verbs that describe the moments when your mind is working, when you are searching for an answer, making a discovery, or finally understanding something. Figure out. Figure out means to understand something, solve a problem, or work out how to do something. It is one of the most commonly used phrasal verbs in everyday English. Listen. I finally figured out why it was not working. Your turn. I finally figured out why it was not working. Listen. I cannot figure out what she meant by that. Now you. I cannot figure out what she meant by that. Listen. Have you figured out what you want to do yet? Say it out loud. Have you figured out what you want to do yet? Find out. Find out means to discover information, often information you did not have before. Listen. I only found out about it this morning. Your turn. I only found out about it this morning. Listen. How did you find out? Repeat that. How did you find out? Listen. We need to find out more before we make any decisions. Now try it. We need to find out more before we make any decisions. Work out. Work out in the context of understanding means to figure something out, especially through effort or calculation. Listen, I am still trying to work out what the best approach is. Say it with me. I am still trying to work out what the best approach is. Listen, it took me a while, but I worked it out in the end. Now you. It took me a while, but I worked it out in the end. Come across. Come across means to find or encounter something unexpectedly. Listen, I came across this amazing article about language learning the other day. Your turn. I came across this amazing article about language learning the other day. Listen, Have you ever come across anything like this before? Repeat. Have you ever come across anything like this before? Look into. Look into means to investigate or research something more carefully. Listen. I am going to look into it and get back to you. Say it out loud. I am going to look into it and get back to you. Listen. I looked into it and the problem is more complex than it first appeared. Now you. I looked into it and the problem is more complex than it first appeared. Dig into. Dig into means to examine something in more depth and detail. It implies a more thorough investigation than look into. Listen, we need to really dig into the data before we draw any conclusions. Your turn. We need to really dig into the data before we draw any conclusions. Listen. The more I dug into it, the more interesting it became. Try it. The more I dug into it, the more interesting it became. Narrow down. Narrow down means to reduce a list of options or possibilities to a smaller set. Listen, I have narrowed it down to 3 candidates. Repeat with me. I have narrowed it down to 3 candidates. Listen, can we narrow down the options a bit before the meeting? Now you. Can we narrow down the options a bit before the meeting? Listen, I still have not narrowed down exactly what the problem is. Your turn. I still have not narrowed down exactly what the problem is. Make out. Make out in the context of understanding means to barely perceive or understand something. Listen, I could not quite make out what she was saying. Say it out loud. I could not quite make out what she was saying. Listen, I made out the general idea, but some of the details were lost. Now try it. I made out the general idea, but some of the details were lost. Let us practice a full finding and understanding sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. Have you figured out what is causing the problem yet? Your turn. Not completely. I am still working it out. Now you. I found out this morning that it might be a software issue. Repeat. Oh, really? How did you come across that? Say it with me. I was looking into something else and just dug into it a bit. Your turn. And what did you find? Try it. I narrowed it down to 2 possible causes. Now you. Can you make out which one is more likely? Repeat that. I think so. I just need a bit more time to figure it out properly. Once more. Now practice this second finding and understanding sequence. Listen. I came across something interesting while I was looking into the project. Your turn. Oh, really? What did you find out? Now you. I am still trying to work it all out, honestly. Say it out loud. How deep have you dug into it? Repeat. Fairly deep. I have narrowed it down to the key issues at least. Try it. And can you make out a clear path forward? Your turn. Not yet, but I think I am getting close to figuring it out. Now you. Let us do one more finding and understanding sequence, this one in a personal context. Repeat every line. Listen. I've been trying to figure out what I actually want for a while now. Your turn. That is one of the hardest things to work out. Now you. I know. I keep coming across ideas that interest me briefly and then fade. Repeat. Have you tried digging into any of them more seriously? Say it with me. 1 or 2. I am starting to narrow down what actually excites me versus what just seems exciting at first. Your turn. That is real progress. Try it. I think I can make out the direction, even if I cannot see the full picture yet. Now you. That is usually all you need to get going. Repeat that. You just have to find out enough to take the first step. Once more. Family 3. Phrasal verbs for starting and stopping. Every project begins and every project ends. Every plan gets made and sometimes every plan gets changed. This family covers the phrasal verbs that native speakers use for all of those moments. Set up. Set up means to organize or arrange something, to establish something, or to prepare something for use. Listen. Can you set up a meeting for Thursday? Your turn. Can you set up a meeting for Thursday? Listen. She set up the whole event by herself. Now you. She set up the whole event by herself. Listen. I need a bit of time to set everything up before we start. Say it out loud. I need a bit of time to set everything up before we start. Kick off. Kick off means to start something, especially a meeting, event, or project. It is energetic and informal and widely used in work contexts. Listen. We are going to kick off the session with a quick overview. Your turn. We are going to kick off the session with a quick overview. Listen. What time does the event kick off? Repeat that. What time does the event kick off? Listen. The project kicked off really well. Now try it. The project kicked off really well. Wrap up. Wrap up means to finish or conclude something. Listen. Let us wrap up this meeting in the next 10 minutes. Say it with me. Let us wrap up this meeting in the next 10 minutes. Listen. Can we wrap up the presentation now and take questions? Your turn. Can we wrap up the presentation now and take questions? Call off. Call off means to cancel something that had been planned. Listen. The event has been called off due to bad weather. Now you. The event has been called off due to bad weather. Listen. They called off the meeting at the last minute. Repeat. They called off the meeting at the last minute. Put off. Put off means to postpone something, to move it to a later time. Listen. I keep putting off the conversation I need to have. Your turn. I keep putting off the conversation I need to have. Listen. Do not put it off any longer. Just do it now. Say it out loud. Do not put it off any longer. Just do it now. Hold off. Hold off means to delay doing something, often while waiting to see what happens. Listen. Let us hold off on making any decisions until we have more information. Now you. Let us hold off on making any decisions until we have more information. Listen. I held off sending the email until I had heard back from everyone. Try it. I held off sending the email until I had heard back from everyone. Get going. Get going means to start or to leave. It is energetic and conversational. Listen. We need to get going if we want to finish on time. Your turn. We need to get going if we want to finish on time. Listen. Right. Let us get going. Repeat that. Right. Let us get going. Wind down. Wind down means to gradually come to an end, or to relax after a period of activity. Listen, I need a bit of time to wind down after a busy week. Say it with me. I need a bit of time to wind down after a busy week. Listen, the project is winding down now and things are getting quieter. Now you. The project is winding down now and things are getting quieter. Let us practice a full starting and stopping sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. Have you set up the meeting for next week? Your turn. Not yet. I keep putting it off. Now you. Well, do not hold off any longer. We need to kick it off as soon as possible. Repeat. You are right. I will sort it now. When do you want to get going? Try it. Let us aim for Thursday morning. We can wrap up before lunch. Say it out loud. And if it gets called off again, your turn. Then we reschedule, but let us not wind down on this project before we have finished. Once more, now practice a second starting and stopping sequence. Listen, the project kicks off on Monday. Your turn. Are we all set up for it? Now you. Nearly. I just need to wrap up a few things from last week first. Repeat that. And the other project, is that being called off? Say it with me. Not completely, just put off until next quarter. Try it. Good. So let us not hold off on the Monday one. Let us really get going. Your turn. Agreed. It has been wound down for too long already. Now you. Let us do one more starting and stopping sequence about a personal project. Repeat every line. Listen. I have been putting off starting this for months. Your turn. What is holding you back? Now you. I am not sure. I think I am waiting until everything is set up perfectly. Say it out loud. That is the trap. You have to get going before you feel ready. Repeat. You are right. Let me just kick it off this week. Try it. And if something comes up and you need to hold off briefly, your turn. Then I hold off for a day and get back to it. Now you. Exactly. Just do not let it wind down completely before it has even started. Once more. Before we begin this next family, I want to pause for a moment and acknowledge something. You have now practiced 24 phrasal verbs across 3 complete families. That is a significant amount of genuine practice, not memorized from a list, practiced in context. That is the difference that this approach makes. So well done for staying with it. And now let us keep going. Family 4. Phrasal verbs for managing and handling. Deal with. Deal with means to handle or manage a situation, problem, or person. It is one of the most essential phrasal verbs in everyday English. Listen. I have been dealing with a difficult situation at work all week. Your turn. I have been dealing with a difficult situation at work all week. Listen. How are you dealing with all of this? Now you. How are you dealing with all of this? Listen. Let me deal with this first, and then I will come back to you. Repeat that. Let me deal with this first, and then I will come back to you. Sort out. Sort out means to resolve a problem or organize something that is in disorder. Listen, we need to sort out the timeline before the meeting. Say it with me. We need to sort out the timeline before the meeting. Listen, I spent the whole morning sorting out my inbox. Try it. I spent the whole morning sorting out my inbox. Take care of. Take care of means to handle or deal with something, or to look after someone or something. Listen, I will take care of the arrangements. Do not worry about it. Your turn. I will take care of the arrangements. Do not worry about it. Listen, she took care of everything without being asked. Now you. She took care of everything without being asked. Get through. Get through means to complete something difficult or to successfully manage a tough period or experience. Listen, I do not know how I got through that week. Say it out loud. I do not know how I got through that week. Listen, she got through the presentation brilliantly. Repeat. She got through the presentation brilliantly. Keep up with. Keep up with means to maintain the same pace or standard as someone or something, often used when things are moving fast. Listen, there is so much happening that it is hard to keep up with everything. Your turn. There is so much happening that it is hard to keep up with everything. Listen, how do you keep up with everything on your plate? Now try it. How do you keep up with everything on your plate? Stay on top of. Stay on top of means to keep in control of something, to manage something so it does not become overwhelming. Listen, the key is to stay on top of things before they pile up. Say it with me. The key is to stay on top of things before they pile up. Listen, it is getting harder to stay on top of everything. Your turn. It is getting harder to stay on top of everything. Get on with. Get on with means to continue doing something or to make progress with something. Listen, right. Let us get on with it. Now you. Right. Let us get on with it. Listen. Stop distracting yourself and just get on with it. Repeat that. Stop distracting yourself and just get on with it. Handle with care. This fixed phrase means to treat something or someone very carefully. Listen. This is a sensitive situation, and it needs to be handled with care. Say it out loud. This is a sensitive situation, and it needs to be handled with care. Listen, she handled the whole thing really well. Try it. She handled the whole thing really well. Let us practice a full managing and handling sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. How are you dealing with everything at the moment? Your turn. Honestly, it is a lot. I am struggling to keep up with it all. Now you. Have you sorted out the main issues at least? Repeat. I am getting there. I just have to get on with each thing one at a time. Say it with me. That is the only way to stay on top of it. Try it. I know. I got through last week somehow. Your turn. You handled it really well from where I was sitting. Now you. I just took care of what I could and tried not to panic about the rest. Once more. Now try a second managing sequence. Listen, there is so much to deal with this week. Your turn. I know. How are you staying on top of it? Now you. Barely, honestly. I sorted out the most urgent things this morning. Repeat that. Good. And the rest. Try it. I will get on with those this afternoon. Say it out loud. Can you get through it all by Friday? Your turn. If I keep at it, yes. Now you. I will take care of a few things on my end to help. Repeat. That would make a real difference. Thank you. Once more. Let us do one more managing sequence, this one about a really overwhelming period. Repeat every line. Listen. How are you actually dealing with everything right now? Your turn. Honestly, I am barely keeping up with it all. Now you. Is there anything you can hand off? Say it with me. I am trying to sort out which things only I can do and which things I can delegate. Try it. That is the right instinct. Take care of the things that genuinely need you. Your turn. And let other people get on with the rest. Now you. I know. I just find it hard to stay on top of things when there is so much at once. Repeat that. What got you through last time things were this intense? Say it out loud. I just dealt with one thing at a time and refused to panic. Your turn. That is still the answer. Once more. Family 5. Phrasal verbs for communication. These are the phrasal verbs that describe how we communicate, how we raise things, how we stay connected, and how we open up to each other. Bring up. Bring up means to introduce a topic into a conversation. Listen. I need to bring something up with you. Your turn. I need to bring something up with you. Listen. She brought up an issue that nobody else had mentioned. Now you. She brought up an issue that nobody else had mentioned. Listen. I did not want to bring it up in front of everyone. Repeat that. I did not want to bring it up in front of everyone. Bring forward. Bring forward means to move a meeting or event to an earlier time. Listen. Can we bring the meeting forward to Tuesday? Say it out loud. Can we bring the meeting forward to Tuesday? Listen. They brought the deadline forward by 2 weeks. Your turn. They brought the deadline forward by 2 weeks. Follow up. Follow up means to take further action after an initial conversation or event. Listen. I will follow up with you by email. Now you. I will follow up with you by email. Listen. I followed up 3 times and never heard back. Try it. I followed up 3 times and never heard back. Check in with. Check in with means to make brief contact with someone to see how they are doing. Listen. I try to check in with everyone on the team at least once a week. Say it with me. I try to check in with everyone on the team at least once a week. Listen. Has anyone checked in with her recently? Your turn. Has anyone checked in with her recently? Reach out to. Reach out to means to make contact with someone, especially to offer help or to ask for it. Listen, please reach out to me if you need anything. Now you. Please reach out to me if you need anything. Listen, I reached out to a few people who had been through something similar. Repeat that. I reached out to a few people who had been through something similar. Speak up. Speak up means to say something, to make your opinion or concerns known, especially when it takes courage. Listen, I wish I had spoken up sooner. Say it out loud. I wish I had spoken up sooner. Listen, if something is not working, please speak up. Your turn. If something is not working, please speak up. Listen. She finally spoke up about what had been bothering her. Now try it. She finally spoke up about what had been bothering her. Open up. Open up means to start talking honestly about your thoughts and feelings. Listen, it took a long time before he was willing to open up about it. Repeat, it took a long time before he was willing to open up about it. Listen, I find it really hard to open up to people I do not know well. Say it with me. I find it really hard to open up to people I do not know well. Listen. Once she started opening up, everything just came out. Your turn. Once she started opening up, everything just came out. Fill in. Fill in means to give someone information they are missing, to bring someone up to date. Listen, can you fill me in on what I missed? Now you. Can you fill me in on what I missed? Listen. Let me fill you in on the background before we start. Try it. Let me fill you in on the background before we start. Let us practice a full communication sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. I need to bring something up with you. Is now a good time? Your turn. Of course. Go ahead. Now you. I have been meaning to follow up on what we discussed last week. Say it out loud. I was going to check in with you about that too. Repeat. I reached out to the team and spoke to a few people. Try it. And what did you find out? Your turn. A few people have not felt comfortable speaking up. Now you. That is useful to know. I will fill everyone in at the next meeting. Say it with me, and maybe create a space where people can open up more easily. Once more, now practice a second communication sequence. Listen, has anyone followed up with the client? Your turn. I reached out yesterday but have not heard back. Now you. Can you follow up again today? Repeat. Of course. Should I bring up the timeline issue as well? Try it. Yes. And check in with Sarah first. She might have more context. Say it out loud. Good idea. I will fill her in and then reach out to the client together. Your turn. And if there are concerns, make sure people feel they can speak up. Now you. Absolutely. I want everyone to feel they can open up if something is not right. Once more, let us do one more communication sequence. This one about a difficult but important conversation. Repeat every line. Listen, I have been meaning to bring this up for weeks. Your turn. I kept putting it off because I was not sure how to start. Now you. Just open up. It is always better than letting it sit. Say it with me. I know. I finally reached out and asked if we could speak. Repeat that. And how did it go? Try it. Really well. Once I filled them in on how I had been feeling, things got so much easier. Your turn. That is what always happens when people finally speak up. Now you. I am glad I followed through on it. I should have done it sooner. Once more. Family 6. Phrasal verbs for relationships. How we feel about the people in our lives. How those relationships grow and change. And sometimes how they shift over time. This family gives you the language for all of it. Fall out with. Fall out with means to have a serious argument with someone that damages the relationship. Listen. I fell out with my closest friend over something that seems so small now. Your turn. I fell out with my closest friend over something that seems so small now. Listen. I did not want to fall out with anyone over it. Now you. I did not want to fall out with anyone over it. Make up with. Make up with means to reconcile with someone after a disagreement. Listen. Have you made up with him yet? Say it out loud. Have you made up with him yet? Listen. I think she wants to make up with you, but does not know how to start. Repeat that. I think she wants to make up with you, but does not know how to start. Look up to. Look up to means to admire and respect someone. Listen. I have always looked up to her. She is someone I genuinely want to be like. Your turn. I have always looked up to her. She is someone I genuinely want to be like. Listen. He is someone a lot of people in the team look up to. Now try it. He is someone a lot of people in the team look up to. Look down on. Look down on means to feel superior to someone or to regard them with contempt. Listen, I cannot stand people who look down on others. Say it with me. I cannot stand people who look down on others. Listen, she never once looked down on anyone, regardless of their background. Your turn. She never once looked down on anyone, regardless of their background. Warm up to. Warm up to means to gradually begin to like or feel comfortable with someone. Listen. She was a bit cold at first, but I warmed up to her. Now you. She was a bit cold at first, but I warmed up to her. Listen. He takes a while to warm up to new people, but once he does, he is wonderful. Repeat. He takes a while to warm up to new people, but once he does, he is wonderful. Drift apart. Drift apart means to gradually lose connection with someone over time without a specific argument. Listen. We drifted apart after we moved to different cities. Try it. We drifted apart after we moved to different cities. Listen. It is sad, but sometimes people just drift apart. Say it out loud. It is sad, but sometimes people just drift apart. Listen. I do not want us to drift apart the way so many friendships do. Your turn. I do not want us to drift apart the way so many friendships do. Grow apart. Grow apart is similar to drift apart, but emphasizes that both people changed as individuals. Listen. We grew apart as we got older and wanted different things. Now you. We grew apart as we got older and wanted different things. Listen. I think we have grown apart and neither of us wants to admit it. Repeat that. I think we have grown apart and neither of us wants to admit it. Let us practice a full relationship sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. I fell out with someone I really valued recently. Your turn. Oh no, have you made up with them yet? Now you. Not yet. I am not sure how to approach it. Try it. I think they still look up to you. They care what you think. Say it with me. I just do not want this to turn into one of those situations where we drift apart without ever resolving it. Your turn. I understand. These things can grow apart on their own if you leave them too long. Now you. I warmed up to them so slowly, and now I do not want to lose that. Repeat. Then reach out. Do not look down on the process of being the first one to say sorry. Try it. You are right. I will message them today. Once more. Let us do one more relationship sequence. Two people talking about a friendship that changed over time. Repeat every line. Listen. Do you ever think about how much we have grown apart from some people we used to be close to? Your turn. All the time, honestly. Now you. It is strange, is it not? Sometimes there is no falling out. You just drift apart. Say it out loud. And sometimes you only realize it when you look back. Repeat that. I looked up to someone for years and then realized we had completely grown apart without either of us noticing. Try it. Did you ever try to reconnect? Your turn. Once. We made up with each other after a misunderstanding. Now you. But we had both changed so much we could not quite warm up to each other the way we used to. Say it with me. That happens. It does not mean anyone did anything wrong. Repeat. No. And I try not to look down on myself for not doing more to hold on to things. Your turn. You just do what you can. Once more. We are now halfway through today's session, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge something. You have now practiced 49 phrasal verbs across 6 complete families. Effort, finding, starting and stopping, managing, communication, and relationships. That is an extraordinary amount of real practice, not because you read a list, but because you spoke every phrasal verb in a real sentence, in a real conversation, with your real voice. That is how language embeds itself, and it is working. So well done for staying with it. And now let us keep going with the second half. Family 7. Phrasal verbs for change and movement. Life moves. Things change. People grow. This family covers the phrasal verbs that describe that movement. Move on. Move on means to progress past something, to stop focusing on the past and look towards the future. Listen. It is time to move on and stop thinking about what went wrong. Your turn. It is time to move on and stop thinking about what went wrong. Listen. I do not want to dwell on this. Let us move on. Now you. I do not want to dwell on this. Let us move on. Settle down. Settle down means to become calm and stable, or to establish a steady, comfortable life. Listen. Things are starting to settle down after a really chaotic month. Say it out loud. Things are starting to settle down after a really chaotic month. Listen. I just want to settle down and have a bit of peace. Repeat that. I just want to settle down and have a bit of peace. Pick up. Pick up in the context of change means to improve or increase after a slow or difficult period. Listen. Business has really picked up in the last few weeks. Your turn. Business has really picked up in the last few weeks. Listen. Things will pick up. Give it time. Now try it. Things will pick up. Give it time. Catch up. Catch up means to reach the same level as someone else after being behind, or to update someone on recent events. Listen. I am trying to catch up after being away for a week. Say it with me. I am trying to catch up after being away for a week. Listen. Let us get together and catch up properly. Your turn. Let us get together and catch up properly. Fall behind. Fall behind means to fail to keep up with progress or to drop below a required level. Listen. I fell behind on the project while I was ill. Now you. I fell behind on the project while I was ill. Listen. Do not let yourself fall too far behind or it becomes really hard to catch up. Try it. Do not let yourself fall too far behind or it becomes really hard to catch up. Get ahead. Get ahead means to make more progress than expected or to achieve an advantage. Listen. I used the quiet week to get ahead on some things. Say it out loud. I used the quiet week to get ahead on some things. Listen. She is always looking for ways to get ahead. Repeat. She is always looking for ways to get ahead. Listen. Getting ahead now means less stress later. Your turn. Getting ahead now means less stress later. Step up. Step up means to increase effort or take on more responsibility when needed. Listen. She really stepped up when the team needed her. Now you. She really stepped up when the team needed her. Listen. This is the moment to step up and show what you can do. Try it. This is the moment to step up and show what you can do. Listen. He stepped up in a way nobody expected. Say it with me. He stepped up in a way nobody expected. Step back. Step back means to take a pause and look at something from a wider perspective. Listen. Sometimes you just need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Your turn. Sometimes you just need to step back and look at the bigger picture. Listen. Let us step back for a moment and think about this differently. Now you. Let us step back for a moment and think about this differently. Let us practice a full change and movement sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. Things have really picked up since we made those changes. Your turn. I know. I feel like we are finally getting ahead. Now you. There was a point where I thought we had fallen too far behind to catch up. Say it out loud. Me too. But we stepped up when it mattered. Repeat. And now things are settling down in a good way. Try it. I think the key was stepping back before we moved on. Your turn. Taking stock before pushing forward. Now you. Exactly. And now we are catching up with where we always wanted to be. Once more. Now practice a second change and movement sequence. Listen. How are things going after the difficult period? Your turn. Much better. Things have picked up significantly. Now you. Are you fully caught up now? Repeat that. Almost. I fell quite far behind, and it has taken a while to step up to where I need to be. Say it with me. That is understandable. Have you been able to move on from what happened? Try it. I am working on it. I needed to step back first and give myself some perspective. Your turn. That is wise. Getting ahead starts with settling down first. Once more. Let us do one more change and movement sequence. This one is about a personal turning point. Repeat every line. Listen. I spent years not moving on from something that was holding me back. Your turn. What changed? Now you. I finally stepped back and looked at it honestly. Say it out loud. And what did you see? Repeat. That I had fallen so far behind on my own life because I was stuck in the same place. Try it. That is a hard thing to realize. Your turn. It was, but once I saw it, things started to pick up. Now you. And now, say it with me. Now I am getting ahead of where I thought I would ever be. Repeat that. That is what stepping up does. It changes everything. Once more. Family 8. Phrasal verbs for thinking and deciding. The mind at work. Wrestling with options. Coming up with ideas. Weighing up what to do. This family gives you the language for thinking things through. Think through. Think through means to consider all aspects of something carefully before making a decision. Listen. I need to think this through properly before I commit. Your turn. I need to think this through properly before I commit. Listen. Have you thought through all the implications? Now you. Have you thought through all the implications? Listen. She thought it through carefully and then made her decision. Say it out loud. She thought it through carefully and then made her decision. Come up with. Come up with means to produce or think of an idea, plan, or solution. Listen. We need to come up with a better approach. Repeat that. We need to come up with a better approach. Listen. She came up with the idea in about 10 minutes. Your turn. She came up with the idea in about 10 minutes. Listen. I cannot come up with anything that feels right. Now try it. I cannot come up with anything that feels right. Put together. Put together means to create or assemble something. A plan, a document, a team. Listen. Can you put together a proposal by Friday? Say it with me. Can you put together a proposal by Friday? Listen. We need to put together a clear plan before we go any further. Your turn. We need to put together a clear plan before we go any further. Weigh up. Weigh up means to consider the pros and cons of something before deciding. Listen. I am still weighing up the options. Now you. I am still weighing up the options. Listen. Once I had weighed everything up, the decision was actually quite clear. Try it. Once I had weighed everything up, the decision was actually quite clear. Rule out. Rule out means to eliminate something as a possibility. Listen. I would not rule it out entirely. Say it out loud. I would not rule it out entirely. Listen. We have ruled out the most obvious causes. Repeat. We have ruled out the most obvious causes. Settle on. Settle on means to finally decide on something after considering various options. Listen. Have you settled on a date yet? Your turn. Have you settled on a date yet? Listen. We finally settled on the design after weeks of back and forth. Now you. We finally settled on the design after weeks of back and forth. Sleep on it. Sleep on it means to delay making a decision until you have had time to rest and think overnight. Listen. Do not decide now. Sleep on it. Say it with me. Do not decide now. Sleep on it. Listen. I slept on it and woke up knowing exactly what to do. Your turn. I slept on it and woke up knowing exactly what to do. Let us practice a full thinking and deciding sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. Have you come up with anything yet? Your turn. I have a few ideas, but I am still thinking them through. Now you. Can you put together something rough by tomorrow? Repeat. I think so. I am still weighing up a couple of approaches. Try it. Have you ruled anything out yet? Your turn. A few things, yes. I am trying to settle on the right direction. Now you. Do not rush it. Sleep on it if you need to. Say it out loud. Actually, that is exactly what I am going to do. Repeat that. Good. Come up with something you genuinely believe in. Once more. Now practice a second thinking and deciding sequence. Listen. We need to come up with a solution by the end of the week. Your turn. I know. I have been thinking it through all morning. Now you. What have you ruled out so far? Say it with me. A few of the more complex options. Try it. Good. And what are you weighing up now? Your turn. 2 main approaches. I need to put together the numbers for each. Now you. If you can do that today, we can sleep on it tonight and settle on something tomorrow. Repeat. That works. I think once I see the numbers clearly, it will be much easier to decide. Once more. Let us do one more thinking and deciding sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. I have been going back and forth on this for weeks. Your turn. Have you thought through all the consequences? Now you. I have. I have weighed up everything I can think of. Say it out loud. And what have you ruled out? Repeat that. The options that require too much too soon. Try it. Good. So what are you settling on? Your turn. Something simpler than I originally planned. Now you. How did you come up with that? Say it with me. I slept on it for 2 nights and it just became clear. Repeat. The best decisions usually do. Try it. Now I just need to put together the plan and follow through. Once more. Family 9. Phrasal verbs for everyday life. These are the phrasal verbs that come up in the rhythm of daily living. The ones that describe what happens when things run low, when plans do not go as expected, when life takes its own direction. Run out of. Run out of means to exhaust the supply of something, to have none left. Listen. We have run out of time. Your turn. We have run out of time. Listen. I always run out of energy by Thursday. Now you. I always run out of energy by Thursday. End up. End up means to eventually reach a situation, place, or outcome, often one that was not originally planned. Listen. I ended up staying much longer than I intended. Say it out loud. I ended up staying much longer than I intended. Listen. How did you end up in this career? Repeat that. How did you end up in this career? Go through. Go through means to experience something difficult, or to examine or deal with something carefully. Listen. She has been going through a really hard time. Your turn. She has been going through a really hard time. Listen. Let us go through the plan one more time before we start. Now try it. Let us go through the plan one more time before we start. Listen. He went through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Say it with me. He went through everything with a fine-tooth comb. Come down with. Come down with means to become ill with something. Listen. I think I am coming down with something. Your turn. I think I am coming down with something. Listen. She came down with a cold right before the presentation. Now you. She came down with a cold right before the presentation. Turn up. Turn up means to arrive or appear, often unexpectedly or after being awaited. Listen. He turned up an hour late without any explanation. Try it. He turned up an hour late without any explanation. Listen. Something always turns up when you least expect it. Say it out loud. Something always turns up when you least expect it. Show up. Show up means to arrive somewhere or to make an appearance. It can also mean to reveal something or to be present when it counts. Listen. She always shows up on time without fail. Your turn. She always shows up on time without fail. Listen. He really showed up when it mattered. Now you. He really showed up when it mattered. Use up. Use up means to consume all of something so that nothing remains. Listen, I used up all my annual leave before September. Repeat. I used up all my annual leave before September. Listen, do not use up all your energy in the first hour. Say it with me. Do not use up all your energy in the first hour. Wear out. Wear out means to become exhausted or to cause something to become damaged through excessive use. Listen, I am absolutely worn out. Your turn. I am absolutely worn out. Listen, she wore herself out trying to do everything at once. Now you. She wore herself out trying to do everything at once. Let us practice a full everyday life sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. How has the week been? Your turn. Honestly, I am worn out. I have run out of energy completely. Now you. That happens when you go through a lot at once. Say it out loud. I think I am coming down with something on top of everything else. Repeat that. Oh no. Did you at least show up for everything you needed to? Try it. Yes, I turned up to everything, but I ended up staying later than planned every night. Your turn. No wonder you have used up all your reserves. Now you. I went through my whole week without a single proper break. Say it with me. Next week, you need to do less. Seriously. Once more. Now practice a second everyday life sequence. Listen. I never expected to end up living here. Your turn. Life turns up in unexpected places, does it not? Now you. I came down with that illness just before I was supposed to move. Repeat. Oh no, did everything turn up okay in the end? Try it. Eventually, yes. Things went through a complicated phase. Say it out loud, but you showed up for yourself. Your turn. I ran out of options, honestly. This just happened to be the one that worked. Now you. And now, repeat that. Now I am worn out but happy. Try it. That is the best kind of worn out. Once more. Family 10. Phrasal verbs for work and progress. The final family. And this one is particularly useful for professional conversations, meetings, career discussions, and any context where work and growth come together. Take over. Take over means to assume control or responsibility for something from someone else. Listen. She took over the project when the original manager left. Your turn. She took over the project when the original manager left. Listen. Who is taking over while you are away? Now you. Who is taking over while you are away? Listen. The new team took over and completely changed the direction. Say it with me. The new team took over and completely changed the direction. Hand over. Hand over means to pass control or responsibility to someone else. Listen. I need to hand this over to someone I can trust. Your turn. I need to hand this over to someone I can trust. Listen. Make sure you hand over properly. Do not leave anything unclear. Now try it. Make sure you hand over properly. Do not leave anything unclear. Branch out. Branch out means to expand into new areas beyond what you have done before. Listen. The company is branching out into new markets. Say it out loud. The company is branching out into new markets. Listen. I am thinking about branching out and trying something different. Repeat. I am thinking about branching out and trying something different. Listen. It is always slightly scary to branch out, but usually worth it. Your turn. It is always slightly scary to branch out, but usually worth it. Scale up. Scale up means to increase the size, scope, or output of something. Listen. We are looking to scale up the operation next year. Now you. We are looking to scale up the operation next year. Listen. Scaling up too quickly can create problems if you are not careful. Try it. Scaling up too quickly can create problems if you are not careful. Follow through. Follow through means to complete something you have started or promised. Listen. The hardest part is not starting. It is following through. Say it out loud. The hardest part is not starting. It is following through. Listen. She always follows through on what she says she will do. Your turn. She always follows through on what she says she will do. Listen. I started strong but did not follow through, and now I regret it. Now you. I started strong but did not follow through, and now I regret it. Build up. Build up means to gradually increase or accumulate something over time. Listen. It took years to build up the trust we have now. Repeat that. It took years to build up the trust we have now. Listen. Do not rush it. Build it up steadily. Say it with me. Do not rush it. Build it up steadily. Grow into. Grow into means to gradually become suited to or comfortable in a role or situation. Listen. She grew into the leadership role really naturally. Your turn. She grew into the leadership role really naturally. Listen. He was unsure at first, but he has grown into it beautifully. Now you. He was unsure at first, but he has grown into it beautifully. Let us practice a full work and progress sequence. Repeat every line. Listen. How has the transition been since you took over? Your turn. It has been a lot to handle, honestly. Now you. Have you managed to hand over your old responsibilities properly? Say it out loud. Mostly, yes. I am still building up the new team's confidence. Repeat. And the bigger plans. Are you still thinking about branching out? Try it. We want to scale up first and follow through on what we have started. Your turn. That sounds like the right order. Now you. I am growing into it slowly. Say it with me. That is the only way to do it well. Once more. Now practice a second work and progress sequence. Listen. She really built up something impressive over the years. Your turn. She did, and then she handed it over so gracefully. Now you. Not many people can do that. Repeat that. She grew into leadership and then stepped back from it at exactly the right time. Try it. The new person who took over seems strong too. Say it out loud. Very. And there are plans to branch out into new areas under their direction. Your turn. They will need to scale up carefully. Now you. They know that. They are following through on a really considered plan. Repeat. That is all you can ask. Once more. Let us do one more work and progress sequence. This one about someone building something over a long time. Repeat every line. Listen. How long did it take to build up what you have today? Your turn. Years, honestly. I did not branch out too quickly. Now you. That was smart. Say it with me. I grew into each stage before taking on the next. Try it. And the handover when the time came. Your turn. I found someone I trusted and handed it over properly. Now you. That is the hardest part for most people. Repeat that. It was for me too, but watching someone else take over and scale it up the right way. Say it out loud. That must have been satisfying. Your turn. More than I expected. Now you. Because I had followed through on everything I said I would do. Repeat. And that is all any of us can ask of ourselves. Once more. Before we move into the extended mixed conversations, I want to give you something practical. Because knowing a phrasal verb is one thing, but knowing which one to reach for in a specific moment is where real fluency lives. So let us practice some replacement exercises. I am going to give you a formal or literal sentence, and I want you to speak the natural phrasal verb version that says the same thing. Listen. She continued working despite the difficulties. Natural version. She carried on working despite the difficulties. Your turn. She carried on working despite the difficulties. Listen. I discovered the information by accident. Natural version. I came across the information by accident. Now you. I came across the information by accident. Listen. The meeting has been canceled. Natural version. The meeting has been called off. Say it with me. The meeting has been called off. Listen. I am struggling to manage all of these tasks. Natural version. I am struggling to keep up with all of these tasks. Try it. I am struggling to keep up with all of these tasks. Listen. She introduced the topic during the conversation. Natural version. She brought up the topic during the conversation. Your turn. She brought up the topic during the conversation. Listen. They had an argument and damaged the relationship. Natural version. They fell out with each other. Now you. They fell out with each other. Listen. Things have started to improve since the changes. Natural version. Things have started to pick up since the changes. Repeat that. Things have started to pick up since the changes. Listen. I need to consider all the options before deciding. Natural version. I need to weigh up all the options before deciding. Say it out loud. I need to weigh up all the options before deciding. Listen. She is experiencing a very difficult period. Natural version. She is going through a very difficult period. Your turn. She is going through a very difficult period. Listen. He gradually assumed responsibility for the project. Natural version. He gradually took over the project. Now you. He gradually took over the project. That replacement exercise is one of the most powerful things you can do with phrasal verbs because it trains your brain to reach for the natural version automatically, to bypass the formal register and go straight to the real living English that comes out in actual conversations. Do that exercise privately. Take any formal sentence you might say in English and ask yourself, what is the natural phrasal verb version of this? That habit alone will transform your spoken English faster than almost anything else. And now let us hear all 10 families flowing together in real conversations. One more thing before we go into the conversations. I want you to pay attention to something as you practice them. Notice how naturally the phrasal verbs sit inside normal sentences. Notice how they are not special or elevated words. They are the most ordinary words in the language combined in a particular way. Give, up. Carry, on. Figure, out. Fall, behind. These are not difficult words, but together they carry something that more formal language cannot quite match. They carry the texture of real life, the feeling that a real person is talking. And that is exactly what you are building today. Not just vocabulary, but a voice that sounds lived in and genuinely yours. Now, let us bring all 10 families together in 3 extended mixed conversations. This is where everything connects. Repeat every single line with full voice and full presence. First extended mixed conversation. 2 colleagues catching up after a difficult project period. Listen. So, how are you doing after everything we went through last month? Your turn. Honestly, I am worn out. I nearly gave up at one point. Now you. I could tell, but you powered through brilliantly. Say it out loud. I just had to carry on and deal with it one thing at a time. Repeat that. Did you manage to sort out all the loose ends? Try it. Mostly. I am still following up on a couple of things. Your turn. And the new project. Are you ready to take that on? Now you. I think so. I need to think it through properly first. Say it with me. What have you come up with so far? Repeat. Some ideas. I am still weighing up the options, honestly. Try it. Do not rule anything out too quickly. Your turn. I know. I am going to sleep on it and settle on something this week. Now you. Good. Just do not fall behind on the other things while you figure it out. Say it out loud. I will stay on top of it. Repeat that. You always do. You never let things drift apart. Your turn. I try not to. Now you. Right. Let us get on with it then. Once more. Second extended mixed conversation. 2 friends catching up after not seeing each other for a while. Listen. I feel like we have nearly drifted apart. Your turn. I know. I kept meaning to reach out, but kept putting it off. Now you. Me too. Things have been hard to keep up with. Say it with me. How are you? Have you settled down a bit after everything? Try it. Slowly, yes, things have picked up. Your turn. I am glad. I looked up to the way you handled things. Now you. Did you? I felt like I had run out of options half the time. Repeat that. But you did not give up. Say it out loud. I wanted to, but I just kept at it, and I reached out to a few people who had gone through something similar. Your turn. That must have helped. Now you. It did more than I expected. Repeat. I think we grow into resilience without realizing it. Try it. That is a good way to put it. Your turn. Anyway, let us not grow apart again. Now you. Agreed. I am going to check in with you properly from now on. Say it with me. I would really like that. Once more. Third, extended mixed conversation. A work conversation about a new direction. Listen. I wanted to bring something up with you. Your turn. Of course, go ahead. Now you. I have been thinking through the possibility of branching out. Say it out loud. That is interesting. Tell me more. Repeat that. I have been digging into the market and I think there is a real gap we could fill. Try it. Have you figured out what it would take? Your turn. I have come up with some ideas. I still need to put together a proper proposal. Now you. How long would it take to scale up? Say it with me. That is what I am working out. I need to narrow down the options first. Repeat. What have you ruled out? Try it. A few approaches that would take on too much too quickly. Your turn. Smart. Do not run out of runway before you have got going. Now you. Exactly. I want to build it up steadily and follow through properly. Say it out loud. That is the right approach. Come up with the proposal and then we can weigh everything up together. Repeat that. I will have something by the end of the week. Your turn. Good. And whoever takes over this eventually will inherit something genuinely strong. Now you. That is exactly what I want. Once more. Let us do one more everyday life sequence before we reach the reference run. This one about a year that went differently than expected. Repeat every line. Listen. I never expected to end up where I am this year. Your turn. Did things turn out better or worse than you expected? Now you. Different, honestly. I went through some real challenges. Say it out loud. And you showed up for every one of them. Repeat. I tried to. I came down with that illness in spring, which set everything back. Try it. That must have been frustrating. Your turn. It was. I had used up so much energy getting ahead and then had to stop completely. Now you. But you did not let everything wear out. Say it with me. No. I took the time I needed and then started again. Repeat that. And now. Try it. Now I feel like I have run out of excuses not to go after what I actually want. Your turn. That is a powerful place to be. Once more. Now the complete reference run. Every phrasal verb from today's session. Let's find a steady rhythm. I will say the phrase, and I will leave a short pause for you to say it back. Let's begin. Effort and persistence. Give up. Carry on. Keep at it. Push through. take on, power through, soldier on, press on, finding and understanding, figure out, find out, work out, come across, look into, dig into, narrow down, make out, starting and stopping, set up, kick off, wrap up, call off, put off, hold off, get going, wind down, managing and handling, deal with, sort out, take care of, get through, keep up with, stay on top of, get on with, handle with care, communication, bring up, bring forward, follow up, check in with, reach out to, speak up, open up, fill in, relationships, fall out with, make up with, look up to, look down on, warm up to, drift apart, grow apart, change and movement, move on, settle down, pick up, catch up, fall behind, get ahead, step up, step back, thinking and deciding, think through, come up with, put together, weigh up, rule out, settle on, sleep on it, everyday life, run out of, end up, go through, come down with, turn up, show up, use up, wear out, work and progress, take over, hand over, branch out, scale up, follow through, build up, grow into. You have just practiced all 70 phrasal verbs from today's session. You have completed the English Phrasal Verbs for Real Life session, and I want to take a moment to truly acknowledge what you have just done, because this was not a short or simple session. 10 families of phrasal verbs, 70 phrases in total, each one practiced in real sentences, each family practiced in multiple real conversations, a replacement exercise, 3 long extended conversations weaving all 10 families together, and a complete reference run through every single one. That is an enormous amount of genuine practice, and I want to say something specific about what it means for your English going forward. Because people often finish a session like this and feel 2 things simultaneously. They feel accomplished and they feel slightly overwhelmed, like there is too much to remember. Here is what I want you to know about that feeling. You are not supposed to remember all 70 today. Nobody does. What you are supposed to do is let today's practice be the first layer. The session plants the seeds. Your usage over the coming days and weeks is what makes them grow. And they will grow because you practice them the right way, in real sentences, with your real voice, in real conversations. That kind of practice leaves a trace that list memorization never does. And I want to say something about what that means. Phrasal verbs are one of the things that most separates learner English from native speaker English. Not because they are complicated, but because they are everywhere, in every conversation, in every message, in every meeting and phone call and casual exchange. And now you have 70 of them, not memorized on a list, practiced in sentences, practiced in conversations, practiced until they started to feel natural in your mouth. I want to give you a specific and honest picture of what happens from here, because language acquisition has a pattern and it is worth understanding. In the next 24 hours, a handful of today's phrasal verbs will feel more natural than they did before. Probably the ones from whichever family resonated most with your life. Maybe the communication ones if you spend a lot of time at work. Maybe the relationships ones if something in those conversations felt personally true. Those are the ones to use first, because using them cements them. In the next week, if you follow the practice plan, you will start reaching for phrasal verbs in real moments without planning to. You will be in a conversation and go through something will come out before I am experiencing something does. And that automatic reaching is the sign that the language has moved from your memory into your mouth. In the next month, if you keep at it, the phrasal verbs that felt unfamiliar today will feel completely natural. And you will start noticing them when native speakers use them. Not just understanding, but recognizing them as phrases you own. That shift in ownership is what fluency actually feels like from the inside. And here is something I want you to carry with you from today. Every time you use a phrasal verb instead of a more formal or more literal phrase, you are not just speaking more naturally. You are signaling something to the person you are talking to. You are signaling, I am comfortable in this language. I am not translating. I am just speaking. And people hear that, even if they cannot name it. They feel it as ease, as warmth, as the sense that you are genuinely present in the conversation. That is what today was building towards. Not a list of 70 things to memorize, but a new layer of natural, lived, automatic English that comes out of you in the real moments of your real life. Keep building it, one phrasal verb at a time. And here is one small challenge to take with you from today. For the next 3 days, when you are watching English content, a film, a series, a YouTube video, listen for phrasal verbs. Every time you hear one that you practice today, notice it. Say to yourself, I know that one. That is mine now. Because it is. Every phrase you practice today belongs to you. And the more you hear them and use them, the more naturally they will come. Your English is built one phrase at a time. And today you built a lot. Here is your 7-day practice plan. And I want to say something about this plan before you read it. The goal is not to use every phrasal verb every day. The goal is to use 2 or 3 real ones in a real moment. Because a phrasal verb used once in a genuine conversation is worth more than 100 repetitions in your head. The real moment is what makes it permanent. Day 1. Choose 5 phrasal verbs from Family 1 and use them in real thoughts or real sentences today. Give up. Carry on. Keep at it. Push through. Press on. The next time you are doing something difficult, notice which of these fits your internal experience and think it in English. Day 2. Focus on family 2 and 3. Figure out, find out, work out, set up, wrap up, call off. Use at least 3 of these in real messages or conversations today. You will find the opportunity faster than you expect. Day 3. Practice the managing family. Deal with, sort out, take care of, get through. The next time someone asks how things are going, use one of these phrasal verbs in your answer instead of a more formal phrase. Day 4. Focus on communication phrasal verbs. Follow up, check in with, reach out to, speak up. Today, find one real situation where you can use each of these. Send a follow-up message. Check in with someone you have not spoken to recently. Reach out to someone who might need to hear from you. Day 5. Come back to the 3 extended mixed conversations and practice them again from beginning to end. Notice which phrasal verbs feel more natural than they did the first time. Those are the ones your brain has started to adopt. Day 6. Use phrasal verbs from family 9 and 10 in your everyday conversations today. End up, go through, show up, follow through, build up. These work in almost any context and will feel surprisingly natural after today's practice. Day 7. Do the complete reference run again. All 70 phrasal verbs, one after another. Notice how much more natural each one feels than it did on day 1. That is real, measurable progress. That is the point of all of this. And then do the replacement exercise from earlier in the session one more time. Take a formal sentence from your life, a work email, a message you are writing, and find the phrasal verb version. Do that 3 times. That is your day 7. And when you get to the end of the week and look back, you will not believe how far you have come. Now, let me leave you with one final shadowing sequence. This is your English voice, alive, natural, using phrasal verbs the way a native speaker does, without thinking, without translating, just speaking. Let's finish strong. Repeat every line with your full voice. Listen. I figured out something important today. Your turn. I figured out something important today. Listen. I kept at it even when it was hard. Now you. I kept at it even when it was hard. Listen. I dealt with what came up and carried on. Say it out loud. I dealt with what came up and carried on. Listen. I reached out when I needed to and spoke up when it mattered. Repeat that. I reached out when I needed to and spoke up when it mattered. Listen. I thought it through and settled on the right decision. Try it. I thought it through and settled on the right decision. Listen. I followed through on what I said I would do. Your turn. I followed through on what I said I would do. Listen. My English is growing. I can feel it picking up. Now you. My English is growing. I can feel it picking up. Listen. I am not going to give up. Say it with me. I am not going to give up. Listen. I am going to keep at it. Repeat. I am going to keep at it. Listen. I am going to carry on and follow through. Your turn. I am going to carry on and follow through. Take a breath and hold that. Keep practicing. Keep showing up. Use one phrasal verb today, and one more tomorrow, and one more the day after. You are not learning English anymore. You are living in it. I will see you in the next lesson. Take care of yourself, and remember, your English is alive. It is growing. It is picking up every single day, and it is genuinely yours.